Welcome to Fuel Her Awesome, the nutrition pep talk to supercharge your week. I'm Jess, registered dietitian and empowered eating coach, here to help you take your health to that next level. In these bite-sized episodes, we cut right through the noise and blend science with biofeedback and values, all while teaching you how to trust your intricately and beautifully designed body. Because here's the deal, you are awesome, and life is an invitation to show up that way. But you can't do it without food. So let's lean in as we explore how to fuel your awesome with empowered eating. Welcome to the Fuel Her Awesome show. My name is Jess and I'm your host. I'm so glad you are here. If you're new joining me today, hi, I'm so glad to meet you. If you join us every Monday, I'm so glad you're back. And before we dive in, if you have been enjoying this podcast, would you do me a favor? Would you pause and leave me a review on Apple iTunes? It's been so crazy. This year, we have had over 500 new listeners join the show. But y'all, I've gotten one review on Apple Podcasts. And so, I don't know, it's one of those things that it does really help me. It's kind of like Google reviews. And so I would so love it if you would do me a solid and just pause for a second. Don't overthink it. Just say what you think about the show. A one-liner and a star rating would be so appreciated. Okay. So we are diving in to what to eat this summer and simplifying nutrition for this busy season. And I have to tell you, I'm recording this the Monday before my kids get out of school. So they actually get out of school on Thursday. It's Tuesday. Oh my gosh, this is what holidays do to us, right? Yesterday was Memorial Day and here we are Tuesday on a Monday. But my kids get out on Thursday and I can just feel the summer bubbling over. Like it's coming. I don't even go on summer vacation. Summer break. We have some vacations planned, but it's like I still have to work. I still have my rhythm, but I can just feel the summer coming and it's in the air and the chaos is on the horizon. There's a part of me that really loves the shift in this season, the fun, the late nights, the long days. But there is a major part of me that takes a hit, and that's my rhythm and routine, part of which includes nutrition. And so today what my hope is that we can actually go through the empowered eating model and look at this upcoming summer and come up with some tactical ways for you to not just navigate the summer, but like enjoy it and let nutrition be something that amplifies your energy and doesn't turn into something that kind of sucks that energy. I think that summer is a time for fun, and fun is one of my core values. And so learning how to integrate taking care of our bodies and sticking with the fun is something that I think is worthy of a full podcast and a strong conversation. So whether you will be shuttling kids around, packing for travel, or just trying to stay cool and fed on these 100-degree plus days, which is what it will be here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, I want eating to not just feel like an afterthought. I want it to be something that you feel grounded in despite the disruption in your rhythm. So we are going to dive in. Are you ready for it? Now, as per usual, we are going to cover a biofeedback boss tip, a nerdy nutrition nugget, and a values compass cue. And as we go through these, I'm going to reshuffle them. Usually I start with our values compass, but today I want to start with our biofeedback boss tip, because when I was reflecting on last summer and thinking about, how do I want to talk about this in today's podcast, I just remembered one of the things that came last summer is my eating rhythm was so chaotic because our schedule was so chaotic. The way my husband and I do summer is we juggle the kids and we have lots of different camps and we have lots of different camping trips. So no 2 weeks look alike. And that means our rhythm is all over the place. We're using calendars to juggle it, but eating is something that tends to just become more of an afterthought. It's like, oh shoot, it's already 6 o'clock. It feels like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but it's already 6 o'clock. What are we eating for dinner? And one of the things my biofeedback really communicated to me last summer was that I needed to have more snacks readily available because of how much was happening in a day. There is a natural dip in our energy between like 2 and 3 o'clock. And for me, I feel that really strong. And so if I don't have a snack at that time, I am starving by dinner and it gets hangry, Jess. Hangry Jess does not make good decisions in the world. And I did not want that to happen again this summer. We also have these circumstances where we are driving around, we're going to all these different places and camps and work and clients, and I will find myself going too long without eating, and a snack becomes so essential. So the key thing I took away from last summer was, oh, and let me back up. One of the things old me used to do was go grab a coffee at this time, because that's such an easy energy pickup, right? Like, let's go get a coffee, let's go perk my energy up, which if I truly listen to my biofeedback, that coffee, when I choose that, when the problem is low blood sugar, my biofeedback actually very clearly tells me what happens is I don't feel that energy lift from caffeine. Instead, I start to feel more tired, fatigued. I actually start yawning more. It's like coffee has the reverse effect. And as I thought about it, it made sense, because the problem wasn't necessarily low energy because I was tired or didn't sleep well. It was low energy because I didn't have any glucose on board. And so the problem was I needed a snack, not a stimulant. And so I really understood last year, okay, snacks are something that I want to be proactive about instead of reactive about. So old Jess reaches for coffee, new me, I'm listening to that energy dip, and I'm going to look for something that helps lift my energy, allows me to walk into whatever I'm doing next with glucose levels at an awesome place. So I am the kind of Jess I want to be, not hangry Jess. Okay, so here are some of my favorite go-to snacks for energy in real life, skipping the caffeine and actually giving my body something it needs to fuel up. If I am at home in the summer, smoothie hands down is my go-to. And if you want ideas or information on building a smoothie, I actually did an episode on this last week, so you can tune into last week's episode. But when we're building that smoothie, we're able to get a jolt of energy from fruit, from some veggies. I can throw some protein in there, and I'm also getting hydrated, which is so important during the summer. So smoothies are hands down my go-to. If I have a little bit more time, or maybe I want to actually just choose something, I'll grab yogurt with granola and berries. But the truth is, I'm typically on the go. And this is why I would normally grab a coffee. So here are some of the things I've actually swapped that out with. Just stopping at a grocery store. This is new to my rhythm, but it has been so powerful. When you go into a grocery store, you can grab a protein drink, a protein bar, an apple, any hydration beverage you want. You can grab something that like you wish you would have bought on Sunday, right? You can just grab it there. And one time I was telling someone this, I said, well, what about washing the fruit? Cool thing about an apple is that, yes, it needs to be washed, but you can just go into the bathroom or use your water bottle and then rub it down with a paper towel. And research actually shows that helps get off any residue from pesticides just as efficiently by rubbing it with that paper towel. So it's a great grab-go snack from any grocery store. If I'm not feeling like I want to walk in somewhere and I'm really looking for that drive-thru, I did start to find some of these little fast food restaurants that I could stop at and put together a protein and color-based snack. So y'all know I'm a Chick-fil-A fan. Oh my gosh, that place, it is truly God's chicken and my favorite. So we'll go there and grab a 3-count grilled chicken strip. And then they have this really cute side kale crunch salad. It's so tiny and so delicious, but it's a great way to get some of that extra nutrition in, even when you're going through a drive-thru. The other one, while it's not quite as fresh, I just got to be honest with you guys, I love it. I love me some Panda Express. There's something about Chinese food and a Chinese food box with chopsticks. I don't know. It's like a comfort thing for me. But every once in a while, I'll go there and I will also get a side of teriyaki chicken and some of their veggies. And again, this is how I'm getting protein and color, even though I am on the go in the drive-thru. And, we could look at these and we could think, okay, yeah, but you could have a snack in the car, and we could, right? And I think that's something we'll talk about here in just a second. But there are realities that sometimes we find ourselves in these situations where we're on the go and there is only a Panda Express or a Chick-fil-A or another drive-thru available to us. And we get into that all or nothing mindset thinking, well, I can't have that. But I'm hungry, right? And so that's the situation we're in. And then we start to think, well, it's this is bad food. So while I'm here, I might as well just get, the crab wontons from Panda Express and the fried orange chicken, which is delicious. But the reality is that doesn't really set us up to feel great following, especially if this is a midday snack. And so I think we have to get out of that all or nothing mindset and really think, okay, what is in front of me? What are the resources I have available to me? And what's the best I can do? And chalk that up as a win. I mean, not eating and becoming hangry, so hangry that you go into the next meal and then you overeat, like that's not a great way to take care of our body. So sometimes we have to do the best we can with what's in front of us and be okay and be proud of that. If we are thinking ahead, which sometimes I do, not always, but sometimes I do think ahead, then we might think of packing some snacks or just buying some of those on-the-go things that we can keep at the house. So if we know we're going to be out for a long afternoon, we can grab like a bar, trail mix, jerky, and dried fruit, all of these things, just throwing them in our bag. You know what's so funny? I have a confession for you guys. I am a dietitian for a living. Y'all know this. I'm also a mother of 2 boys who eat a lot. Do you want to know one of the things I am terrible at is grabbing snacks? I don't know what it is. I think it's like snacks from Jess in work mode, but for some reason when I'm in mom mode, the snacks like aren't always at the forefront of my mind. And so if you're like that, I just want you to know you're not alone. I mean, I do this for a living and I have to actively think about this. And so, maybe this is the summer we do it different. You want to do it with me? I'm making a declaration right now that I'm going to think ahead and have some snacks on hand in my bag. Oh yeah, actually, I just got myself a new bag for the summer. I'm so excited. It's really cute, but it's big enough to hold snacks. So, all right, let's do it, girls. Let's do it. And if we forget, it's going to be okay if we have to go through a drive-thru, but we can make intentional choices as we go through that drive-thru. Okay, so all this to say, last summer, my biofeedback was really strong in letting me know I need to have snacks. And these are some various ways we can pull those in and not get hung up on being perfect while using the resources at hand, maybe being a little proactive this summer. We've got lots of different options so that no matter what, it is a win. Okay, let's dive into a little nerdy nutrition nugget. I do want to talk for a second about blood sugar. You guys know I'm a huge carb fan, and I think carbs get such a bad rap, but there are some realities about carbohydrates that I think we need to think about. Number one, we do need carbs. We need carbs consistently throughout the day. Carbs help us have a steady flow of glucose into our body, which is energy, blood sugar. And when we have a steady flow of energy into our body coming from the food we eat, we don't get these highs and lows. And those high and low blood sugars are where the problems start to happen. I also get a lot of questions and discussions about fruit, like is fruit bad? I heard it has a high glycemic index, it's sugar. Here's the deal. There is a strong difference between what's called glycemic index, which is how quickly your body digests that sugar in that particular food, and glycemic load. The glycemic load is how the entire snack, all of the different foods you're eating, how that affects your blood sugar. So this is why you'll hear me say things like grab an apple and a protein shake, because we're getting carbs from the apple and protein from the protein shake. And when we can balance these two, it doesn't matter, right, that we're having fruit from sugar, because the protein and the fat in that protein shake or whatever else we choose to pair with it, it changes the digestion of that fruit. So we need carbs. What about sugar and fruits? Glycemic index, my friend, is very different than glycemic load. And then third is, what kind of carbs are we having? I think that's the big question here. Are we getting our afternoon snack carbs from red vines, or are we getting them from something that has a bit more nutrition in it? And really looking at the quality of carbohydrate is so key. Okay, I literally talk about this for hours in my courses and in my classes and when I meet with people, but that's just a really quick rundown of the importance of carbs, especially on these long days. So if you leave anything from this podcast, or if you leave with anything from this podcast, leave with the understanding that you need carbohydrates, and quality and what you pair them with, it matters. Okay, last but absolutely not least is looking at this summer and how we eat through our values compass. One thing I really want us to think about, and I know I will be thinking about into this summer, is that nutrition should be something that adds to our life, not complicates it this summer. We don't need a perfect plan. We need a realistic rhythm, something that works with our season, with the ebb and flow of our schedules. This summer, I would love to invite you to take some pressure off to be perfect or to look perfect in your swimsuit, and instead look at what is working and follow that rabbit trail. Do more of that. So like last summer, it worked when I had a snack. So this summer, I'm going to follow that rabbit trail and do more of what I know works instead of looking at trying to maintain this rigidity when the reality is summer it's free flowing and flexible. There's a lot that happens. So on the one hand, we are going to go into this summer with some intentionality, thinking just a little bit ahead. Maybe that's how can I pack some snacks? How can I make sure the grocery list includes the snacks that I can grab and go very easily? And on the other hand, I'm going to be ready for when it doesn't work out, because that is the reality of the summer. And instead of looking at that as a failure or inability to stick to the plan or lack of willpower, let's instead just look at that for what it is and look at the resources in front of us and do the best we can and label that as a win. Because my friend, it is. Anytime you choose to do the best you can with what you've got, that is a win, and we are celebrating you this summer doing just that. I am so glad you joined me today. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you get some delicious snacks. If you need help coming up with those or want to dive in deeper, I love writing. You know this. Nutrition is not a one-size-fits-all approach. I love writing these custom plans so you can not only listen to your body's biofeedback, but actually know what to do in response to it. If you would like to learn more about working with me, you can find out more in the show notes. And if you have any questions that you want me to dive into, I would love to answer that here on the show. I also have a link in the show notes where you can submit your question. And my friend, that is a wrap on today's Empowered Eating Pep Talk. I can't wait to see you right back here next Monday. Until then, cheers and happy eating. That's a wrap on today's Empowered Eating Pep Talk. If this hits home, be sure to leave a review and share it on your social media, tagging me at Jess Brown RD. And girl, if you're ready to take your nutrition and mindset to that next level, I would love to get to know you more. Head on over to jessbrownrd.com to explore things like the Well Fueled Academy, one-on-one coaching, and all the free resources I have to help you live, eat, and fuel your awesome. Until next time, sister, have an amazing day. Cheers and happy eating.